Oh, hello. It's 7 a.m. You know what that means. That's right. It's time for ITS in the morning. As you may recall from last week, we had a little bit of a problem with the scheduling thanks to a mistake made by upper management, who left it up to us to fix. And we forgot. But we're going to make the best of it. We have a fascinating chat on iced coffee, a little bit of light entertainment, and some friendly banter. But now, Vince Coleman in weather. Vince? Wasn't that some great weather?
It was, Sir Molly.
Oh, hello. Welcome back to ITS in the morning. I'm Sir Molly Johnson.
And I'm Patrick O'Neill.
And if you're just joining us, you can look forward to a fascinating discussion on iced coffee.
And we also have later on, Willie Elf Tanner will be joining us to give us some tips on planning a wedding on a shoestring budget.
That's very popular among cheap asses.
It is.
And stay tuned for later still when Rick Danko will join us to play a song off his latest album.
Didn't he die in 1999?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
I think that long-lost shaker of salt can stay lost. This is perfect as is. It's very creamy.
It is. The only thing I think I'm not liking is the fudge flavor.
I like the fudge. It adds an element of excitement and danger.
Oh. It's just like a cold pot of coffee.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, it's not claiming to be a latte or anything special.
Yeah. It's just like a cold, watered down pot of coffee with some milk in it. I'm not opposed.
Ponderosa, doing it better, a great deal better.
Right now, Ponderosa has a terrific ribeye steak dinner. For just $6.99, get a tender, juicy ribeye, sharp broiled to perfection. Baked potato or golden French fries, our all-you-care-to-eat salad buffet, including soup and hot vegetables, plus our do-it-yourself sundae bar. All for just $6.99, now at Ponderosa.
Well, welcome back. We've entered the midpoint of the program. We're going to head into some interesting waters pretty soon with the old coffee discussion.
That's right. And coming up after that, Willie Elf Tanner will be here to talk about planning a wedding.
I hear you can save a whole lot of money if you only serve expired food.
This is true.
And of course, later still, we'll be joined by Rick Danko playing that hot new number.
He's just warming up over there.
It's too thick. I've said this before about something else, but it tastes like an ingredient.
Well, it basically is, because this is what they would take and mix in with the shaved ice to make it an ice cap.
That would make sense.
So this is essentially an ice cap that's melted all the way. And that's just gross. It's not the same.
Yeah, like if you poured it on ice cream or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, it
No.
tastes like a syrup.
As a drink in itself, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
ATV's Full House, tonight at 6:30.
Still to come, a fascinating discussion with Willie Elf Tanner. How to save a little scratch on the old maritals.
The raccoons will be right back.
Welcome back to ITS in the morning. Things I think are going to get pretty darn interesting right now.
That's right,
We, of course,
Sir
just
Molly.
had the Tim Hortons, and now we're on to the Starbucks.
Always love Starbucks. See, no, that's not bad. It's not overly milky.
I think it's more milk than coffee.
It is, but it
I
doesn't...
think the thing is, it feels like milk, not cream.
Ah, maybe that's what I mean. It's not as thick.
Well, I think that was fascinating. Don't you think that was fascinating?
It was fascinating.
There's no other word for it. Simply fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll be back with our results and an exciting conversation with Willie Elf Tanner and an electric performance by Rick Danko.
Can't wait for that.
Stay tuned.
You're not dreaming, it's the moon dreamers. They love making sweet dreams, you know. You're not dreaming, it's the moon dreamers. They got beautiful hair with the magical glow. I love their sparkly clothes. I love their glowing hair. Beautiful hair with the magical glow. It's no wonder I love them so. Thanks for the dream crystal. You're not dreaming, it's the moon dreamers.
Moon Dreamers. For a limited time, each comes with a record. Starfinders come with the Star Friend.
Thank you, Willie. That was truly fascinating.
Oh, it was beyond fascinating. But I think the only other word that could accurately describe it would be riveting. Simply riveting.
Yes. I just love having Willie on the show. He has so many things that
And
he can
fresh
tell us.
angles
Just-
and approaches. And you know, he's right. You could save thousands on a wedding by simply not having it and telling everyone you did.
Yes. Or sharing the ceremony and nuptials with your parents. Who would ever think of that?
Only a financial wizard.
Yes. Yes.
But as for this coffee, it's worth pointing out, first of all, that these 4 beverages weren't necessarily straight up coffee. They all involved coffee. They're all coffee beverages. They're all in the coffee family, but not necessarily simply
Coffee.
iced coffee.
No. Only the Nescafe was really the only coffee that we
Yes.
had.
So the Margaritaville, obviously somehow Jimmy Buffett is involved. I didn't know he did iced coffee. I thought he just did things to put rum in and milk one song.
I feel like with a name like that, though, it should have alcohol in it. You can have alcohol at 7 a.m., right?
Sure,
It's acceptable, right?
I've tried it. It worked. It had a lot going on. I didn't necessarily taste the coconut. I was certainly aware of the fudge. I thought it was fun.
I don't know, there was something about the aftertaste that I didn't like. Whether it was like a coconut or just the fudge taste, it didn't appeal to me.
I liked it. I wouldn't say it was my favorite, but it was probably my second favorite out of the bunch, which is still pretty super. Are we still doing the caffeine thing? The Nescafe original, it was cold
Yeah.
coffee, iced
Just
coffee.
cold coffee. It's like you had coffee in a pot, and that's what it is.
I think it had an acceptable amount of sugar. It had an acceptable amount of
Yeah.
dairy.
I liked it because it didn't have as much dairy as the other drinks.
A lot of them were pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, a
on
lot of
both
milk is
sugar and
just not
cream
good.
or milk.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you're coming in wanting something sweet, crazy sugary, not the one to go
No.
with. If you're coming in wanting coffee,
It's good.
the Tim Hortons ice cap,
Nope.
as we discussed, it is basically just the syrup they add to the ice to make you an ice cap.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Nope.
Too much everything.
Nope.
And so the Starbucks Frappuccino. Fun word to say.
Gotta love a Frappuccino. Gotta love Starbucks.
Worth noting, it was the vanilla.
Yes.
I liked it.
I do prefer the mocha, but I did like the vanilla.
I liked it, especially coming off the Tim Hortons.
Yes.
It
yes.
was a welcome step down.
It was.
The Tim Hortons just had too much of everything. Caffeine's really starting to hit.
Woo! I know.
Any further comments on the Starbucks?
I think overall this was probably my favorite taste. Taste-wise.
How come that lady has boobs but doesn't have nipples when she's clearly naked?
How come her hands are like fins? Or is that her fins? Who fucking knows?
I think she's a mermaid.
I don't know. Is she a
So,
mermaid? She's a mermaid.
Grand Champion of the Week? Nescafe?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Nescafe.
Nescafe. Well, that's all this morning for ITS in the Morning. Until next time, I, of course, am Sir Molly Johnson.
And I'm Patrick O'Neill.
But before we completely run out of time, as promised, ladies and gentlemen, here to play us out, playing his most recent track off his most recent album, Rick Danko. You know, I saw him in rehearsal. The chap with the perm plays 2 saxophones at
I know.
once.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, he sounds pretty good for a dead guy.
He's one of the best.
Yeah. You're right about that sax player, though. Holy shit.
I know.
How does he do it?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy. Ugh, look at Willie Elf Tanner over there dancing away. God, I hate that guy.
Who invited him?
I don't know. Why do we keep
Why?
having him on the show? Any fool could look things up on Pinterest and give us some ideas.